welcome to the third God is Geek podcast covering E3. We are going to look at two big conferences. It's alright. Ubisoft and Sony. Now we're going to talk about 29 video games now. Not massive detail in some of them, but there's a lot of great stuff that came out of these two conferences. They were fully charged, just games. So we'll start with Ubi. We won't start with Ubi. We won't start with Ubi. I'll introduce everyone first.
Well, I was just going to say, hang on. I wasn't actually going to say about introducing. Is this not just about the We're not just doing a podcast about the Rabbids game?
Mate, we can
because I thought that's what we were doing. Like, I that's why I'm here.
Well, all right. Yeah. Yes.
One full hour of just. No.
Mate, no. I'm afraid not.
Oh.
We can spend a good 5 to 10 minutes, 15 if you're lucky. But
okay.
Well,
I'll stay, but I'm not happy.
All right. I'm sorry. We'll talk South Park as well, and you get to talk about Just Dance.
Oh, okay, I'm back in.
I know you're keen on that, so
yeah, I'm
cool.
back in now.
Good stuff. So as you can hear, that's Mr. Adam Cook. How are you, sir?
I'm just confused as to why Dan Murphy screamed E3 at the start. Like, definitely wasn't me.
How dare you? I'm not one of them wankers who scream. You got to hear him at the end of the Sony conference going, Sony.
Yeah.
Like, die, you twats. Honestly.
And Dad, how are you, mate?
I'm alright, and I'm very happy after Ubisoft. Easily the winners for me this year, and I think we all know why when we get to it.
Yeah, defo. And Gary, how are you, mate?
I'm good. I'm tired, but good. Plenty of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, too right. So we'll start with the weird introduction to the Ubi conference, but essentially they were announced. Well, they weren't announced. They were talking about Mario vs. Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
At least it wasn't a fucking car. At least this had relevance to proceedings.
Oh no! Do you know what? Seeing Miyamoto on stage was cool, and
that man could sell me my own house. Like, that smile is one of the most infectious smiles. It's just you just want to hug him, don't you? Yeah. I know that sounds patronising. You just want to walk up to him and say thank you and hug him.
No, fucking no
it's
way.
No surprise he creates these joyous games. He just looks. I mean, maybe secretly he's like horrendously depressed, but on the outside he seems just so. It's just I wonder if the four of us combined will ever be as happy for a single moment as that man appears to be for his entire life.
No, I think you're right, and the game itself, it does look amazing. Like it's a team battle, so is it like it's a turn based? Is it?
XCOM, it looks like
it's XCOM. Yep. It's XCOM with
Rabbids, but Mario and
yeah.
Rabbids. Yeah. So I mean, what was it about it, Adam, that you kind of really
everything, Chris? What do you mean? What was it? Like, did you see it? Everything. Like, there's so much I would have thought this could have gone wrong. I was not in. Well, I was interested, but I was like, nah, not for me. I actually think the Rabbids are quite funny. Like, before the Minions took over the world, Rabbids kind of did that first.
Minions, that's what I was gonna say.
They are, but they were before Minions. Like, they well before Minions. And I don't mind them. I actually quite like Rayman and the whole universe of Rayman. And Rabbids they're kind of silly. I just don't necessarily want to play a game with them in every single year. But I just. There's a couple of like the cutscene bits where you look at it and it looks like Mario is just about happy. He's just about okay with this. Like Mario as a character, he's perhaps one nudge from a rabbit away from opening fire on them. It's like it just. A lot of games nowadays, and I'm not complaining about this. I always go to Gears of War, the very self-serious, realistic, gritty, whatever you want to go for. This is a game that reminds you what games used to be like. Like they can be anything, and sometimes you see something like that and just go, "Fucking hell, I forgot this is you can do that. You can do whatever you want," and it just looks. Again, I think I said it the other day, whimsical.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
Gary, what do you think?
I like the look of it. I mean, I think like everyone else, I thought this was going to be a train wreck.
Yep.
But there was always that morbid curiosity. But yeah, seeing it in action, and I don't think anyone in the world had predicted XCOM and Mario together, basically. And that's exactly what they got. And yeah, it just looks like so much fun.
that Luigi Rabbid is the hero that gaming needed. that is what everyone need. That motherfucker has got some sass on it.
Didn't everything go to shit once the year of Luigi ended as well? So
exactly. So this is Ubisoft saying Nintendo ended too soon. The E is just the look on that motherfucker. Honest to God, like
get yourself someone who looks like you the way he looks at Mario. Yeah.
Have you noticed they changed the art? Sorry, Dan. Have you noticed they changed the art? Because in the original leaked artwork, the same picture of the Luigi Rabbid, the kind of sideways like glancing thing, it looked like he was looking right up Mario's arse. And they changed it in the key art so that he's now somewhere else. Like, and I think I love that they had a meeting, didn't they? They had a meeting. Oh God, Dan, please tell me you're not going to say you hate it.
No, not at all. I don't really have much interest in it because those games I reckon I could like this one because I reckon it'll have enough Nintendo kind of charm in it to make it like doable for people who aren't usually into those types of games. But what I find most interesting is that Ubisoft are once again the main third party who are like backing Nintendo consoles, and obviously backfired massively with the Wii U, but they're doing it again here.
They've jumped on a little bit later,
and I think that's
because I noticed people saying that originally with the Wii U it was like Zombie U, there was other games, Rayman, there was Assassin's Creed,
Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed, they all came out
Watch Dogs, they were apart from Watch Dogs they were all kind of launch games, and whereas this time they've kind of, obviously the games were in development, but you would assume that, I don't know, they seem to have just waited a little bit and gone, okay, now's the time. I don't know. The thing that blew me away the most about it, and I'm going to get my 15 minutes worth out of this, Chris, sorry. The thing that blew me away the most about it was obviously because of E3 and the scheduling, like it was on a bit late, but my eldest kid was with me. He's 12 years old. And he's at that age, I think it happens to everyone, where kids love Nintendo, but there comes an age where the kids start to become young adults and they move away from that and become like, I want to play Rocket League, I want to play FIFA, I want to go out with my girlfriend or with me mates or whatever. You know what I mean? Before I said anything, I didn't react, and he just said, "Oh my God, this is so cool!" And then throughout the rest of that presentation for the Rabbids game, he just kept saying things like, "I want to play this. Is this out soon? I want to play this right now." And I was sat there like going, "What?" Yes, August. Yeah.
Yeah, it's mad.
But like, I don't know why. I don't know what. I don't really get it. What about that game? He will. Like, if we're playing Mario Kart or Arms, he will join in, but he won't go, "I want to play Mario Kart." He'll play FIFA. Do you know what I mean?
But it might be more of an adult type, the genre, the actual game is quite like an adult genre, like tactical battle and stuff, you know what I mean? So maybe that's just part of it.
Sassy Peach, Rabbid, like tugging at Peach's dress, like
the Rabbids are
Mario
like
and Peach nearly kissed. I don't know. This looks.
Yeah.
I hope, in a way, it's not like 40 hours long, because that kind of game doesn't always work that long. I hope there are cutscenes. I hope there's a story that keeps you laughing, because with games like the Mario RPGs, that there's some really clever, really funny writing in those games. And I know it's obviously this isn't Nintendo, but I hope Ubisoft channel that. I thought it was a really nice moment. Spoiled, actually, a nice moment that was spoiled when they go to the lead designer or the lead on the game, and like you can see how much it meant to him that Miyamoto is there, like going, "Oh yeah, this is great." Like he starts crying, and they had to ruin it by just keeping the camera on him for a little bit too long. Like, okay, you can see he's tearing up. Cut to somewhere else. Yeah, no, we're just gonna keep looking at him.
Yeah. A lot of tears in this conference. It's nice. It's like it reminds me of when EA had the Unravel guy and he was just so buzzing to be there. It's like, oh, it's cute when developers are just so excited to show off their stuff.
Yeah. Well, I ain't got much more to say than mate. And you've got.
Are you gonna buy a Switch for this, Chris?
No.
Oh well.
Joe, I would love a Switch, but I
wish I
wouldn't buy one for this. If anything.
Who would have said
Xbox
this?
One X.
Imagine a year ago, or whenever it was the Switch was announced, and someone goes, "Well, Zelda looks amazing, Mario Kart will be great, but the game I think I'll buy a Switch for is the Mario Raving Rabbids XCOM game. That's the one."
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
There you go.
Now,
that's Nintendo for you.
I'll add it to the list of the ones that I'll want to buy when I finally get a Switch. Yeah. Which I never thought I'd be saying, to be honest.
The thing is, I'm scared that Switches aren't going to go low in price for like 2 years.
They're not.
They seem to be popular, and they're just like Wii U plummeted fucking so quickly.
Well, the thing is, Nintendo don't drop prices.
No,
they just don't.
Hardly
First
ever
party
do.
stuff
So
never
annoying.
drops.
Like
Unless they're struggling.
Trust. I can't really afford any Wii U games apart from Zelda, which
because they're all 40 quid, I guess.
Yeah, mate, most of them. Like, you get some like remaster stuff that's down to 20, like Wind Waker and stuff. That's like 10-year-old, 15-year-old.
To be fair, Dan, I'm the same. Like, given that we write for a website, despite the fact that there are only, say, 12 like major exclusives, I guess, or something. I still haven't played Yoshi's Woolly Willy or whatever it's called, and I still haven't played
Yoshi's Woolly Willy.
That's the one. I haven't played the Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze game, and I love Donkey Kong, and now I'm in the position where like I still have the Wii U set up, but if Nintendo, and we'll probably talk about this another time, but if Nintendo were to announce, say, look, fuck it, we know, you all know, and we know that the Wii U was a colossal bollocks up, so we're just going to bring all those first party games to Switch.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
We're going to put them out at 30 quid. But so then it's like, great, I can pack my Wii U away, and I will finally get to play Donkey Kong. And I mean, Wonderful 101 I have, and I've played about an hour of, and I don't want to play on the Wii U anymore now I've got the Switch. And it's weird because, and we'll probably talk about this as well, like a lot of people go on about remasters and remakes, but for some reason, because the Wii U did so poorly, because no one bought it, I don't know that I'd be upset about them if they just went, look, these games are really good and we want people to play them, because they are really good. Like, Mario Kart is a 10 out of 10 game. It's good more people are playing it. Anyway, sorry, that's Nintendo. That's another day. Sorry, Chris.
No, it's all right, mate. I'm very excited to have a look when it comes out and see how it does. But one of the things I did love about the trailer was the humour, like you mentioned, and the fact that you did get to see the Raving Rabbids Donkey Kong at the end.
I forgot about that.
Which was just fucking amazing. I was crying.
There is one black mark against that game. Where's Waluigi and Wario?
Hey, there's still time.
They're making figurines.
Oh no,
they are. They're not amiibo.
But they're not.
No, they're just figurines. But at the same time, I'm looking up where my amiibo are, and I have a McDonald's Mario thing toy. I have 3 South Park figures that were the same Ubisoft kind of we make figurines things, and they're very high. I want that Luigi, the one, and I want to put him behind my Mario amiibo, and I want him to be staring into his ass.
You never know. They might. I'm surprised they're not making any amiibos. You
I am
there's
too.
Might be an announcement still.
I don't know that they. I mean, you don't put out a Rabbid amiibo if you've already got a Rabbid figurine, do you? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know why Nintendo aren't just saying, right, and so we've announced this game, and there's 5 amiibos for it, and now we're going to announce this game, and there's 5. I don't know what. Like, amiibos are funding the Switch, essentially.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll find out later on.
Don't you toy with me, Gary.
There is a Nintendo conference later. Obviously, it's only 25 minutes, but you never know.
Could just be 24 minutes of amiibos.
It could be, and that'd be pretty sweet.
Would for me. I'm in.
Yeah, but we are going to move on. Sadly, well, not sadly, but
no, sadly,
sadly for Adam. But the Crew 2
next.
Can I be the first to say this? I think that looks pretty fucking good.
Yeah, but it wasn't gameplay, was it? It was a cool trailer,
but it looks like that Criterion game.
Did it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it did. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but don't Gary, as the person here who's the racing expert, do you remember at EA a year or 2 years ago they announced that Criterion game that was like, that's what the Crew 2 is, isn't it?
That was free.
And I thought. Yep, I thought the Crew had potential. I didn't think it was a terrible game at all. I think it had a lot of potential. And if they can take that potential and kind of go, let's just go full sort of Forza Horizon madness, kind of go full Burnout almost. Like I'm up for that. I don't know about you. You're the racing man.
I think the Crew. I mean, its biggest problem, to be honest, was its story. It didn't need. It didn't need the kind of. It was kind of the Need for Speed thing again. It was like it didn't need the Fast and Furious. It didn't need all that. It just needed racing. Do you
know when it lost me? When you had to drive to a tower.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, nah, come on, lad.
For me, the kind of the appeal of Crew was kind of the road trip aspect. Like you could go from one side of America to the other, and it seems like they're kind of getting rid of that. Not getting rid of it, but kind of shifting the focus to the motorsport and different types of traversal, which is fine. But I really want a really good road trip game that isn't Oregon Trail. There's something I want.
Oh, mate, you want to play Forza Horizon 3?
Nah, that's not really. Nah, not like a racing game, more of like an actual proper road. You know, like Flame in the Flood, but driving, pretty much.
Right, yeah, fair
Something
enough.
like
But
Gary, again, like as the racing guy, I don't want to pigeonhole you, but like if anyone reads God is Geek, they'll know you are the guy who reviews most of the racing games. I remember the Crew playing okay. Like actually, as a racing game, was fine, wasn't it?
Yeah, its handling was a little bit weird at times, but yeah, I mean, it was essentially Burnout's handling thereabouts. So, I mean, you do that, but concentrate more on just the racing and the driving side of it instead of doing missions and always having to do like chases and shit like that. And I think this could be really good. They've already got like the bikes which they introduced in Wild Run, and now they've got planes as well.
It's a car game equivalent of Pilot Wings. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it. Oddly.
I mean, we just lost the under-20s generation, but it's fine.
I haven't thought about Pilot Wings in a while.
No, it came out on the 3DS, didn't it? So,
I don't know.
There was that Pilot Wings 3DS game. Some people know.
Oh yeah, shit, yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested. I need to see more of the gameplay, because what they did show, although it was gameplay, you didn't see someone playing it. You know what I mean?
It was massive vertical slice style, wasn't it? Like cut, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, if they show actual gameplay and it looks as good as it potentially could do, then yeah, I'm in.
Okay.
Cool.
There was a beta.
I don't wanna...
Sorry.
Oh no, it's alright. There is that?
Yeah, I think there's a beta. So
there is.
Right. Hopefully, I'll get in on that, and because I did that with the first one, so sort of got a bit of a taster. So yeah, I'll give that a try if I'm indeed right.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't want to linger too much on the next game, but because we've already talked about it at the Microsoft presser, but Assassin's Creed Origins, there was a bit more of that. A load more kind of
didn't get
cinematics.
As much as I thought we would actually. It was only
they showed a lot after the show. Actually, they showed up 25 minutes. Yeah,
gameplay, wasn't it?
I don't know what's happened. When I first saw that at Microsoft, I was a bit meh. By the end of it, I was like, okay. And then after watching that, I'm all in again. I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's.
I feel like they've kind of made the combat look a lot more in depth. I feel like the shield and sword, like you controlling different arms. I presume is each a different button. It wouldn't surprise me. I've not really read reports from people who've played it, but it looks like the combat's kind of really been, and they say this every fucking year, but it looks like it actually has been redone properly. They did say
they've redone it. They did.
I wonder how it controls. It wouldn't surprise me if it was
I believe
like Dark
it's shoulder
Souls.
buttons.
Yeah,
I think it is. Yeah, but they've also don't you think? Again, I don't know how much you played of it. I know Chris played a lot of it, but I'm as one of the few fuckers who liked it, I can say this without worry. But I get massive Wildlands vibes off this. Like it looks like they haven't announced the Tom Clancy game, because why would they bother? Because most of that stuff is in this game.
Ubisoft always just take everything from everything else and put it in.
Yeah, but this looks like that taken way further than normal.
Yeah, I'm
literally
not a big
have
fan
a drone
of that,
eagle.
because I feel like you need to have separation. Assassin's Creed really didn't need it. Especially when you can't really take people out. Well, you can because you've got a bow and arrow in this, I suppose, so you can take.
You've got a bow and arrow that you can do slow-mo jumps with, like in Zelda.
Yeah, and Horizon.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see the fire bit with the arrows? That was Zelda, wasn't it? Did you see that in the post show? He got a bow and arrow out. He drew his bow, and he went to like I don't know what you call them, like a fire pit. And it lit the fire, the arrow on fire, and then he fired it as a fire arrow, which is again, it's quite a Zelda thing. Cool. If you fire your bow and arrow through a,
Yeah. Tell you what I like the look of on the trailer, all the wildlife, the hippos and the crocodiles and the gazelles. I thought very
full sort of Far Cry.
Did you see the post? So you didn't see the post-show gameplay? You say
no.
They killed a hippo, man.
Oh man!
He jumped into the water, and the developer and they were laughing about it. And he shot a hippo in the arse with his bow and arrow when it was on land, and he was in the sea, or the water, and the hippo jumped in the water, swam after him, and again, this is a very gamey thing, but he got his like spear-type weapon out, and underwater, like properly under the water, he's swinging, and he repeatedly swung with his spear at the hippo and killed it, and skinned it. Underwater,
dangerous animal, to be fair, in Africa.
But like it was just sat there. It was just there being a hippo, and he shot it in the arse.
Can't take any chances, mate.
But he was laughing. He was laughing while he did it. And also, have you ever tried swinging underwater?
No, but if it's a spear, surely it can be like kind of like streamlined in underwater.
No, but he was swinging it like it was a bat.
Oh, well, that is stupid then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worked though, he killed the hippo.
Stabbing, it does make sense, swinging it, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, what's next? Are they going to kill giraffes? Like...
Sure they could, if they wanted to.
They've just not shown that bit yet. Or maybe that's DLC.
The giraffe DLC would be amazing.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So that's Assassin's Creed. Dan, Skull and Bones.
Fucking right, motherfuckers!
Yeah.
The thing is, Dan, a stop clock is right twice a day, mate. Like, you predicted this for like 3 years now.
Because I knew it was going to happen. I fucking knew it, man. I knew it was going to happen. I didn't know when, but I knew it was going to come. I think if you fucking literally go back to like my 2015 E3 wishlist, I basically described this game. Pirate game with Assassin's Creed, potentially open world, obviously, potentially shared with other people. And that's exactly what it is, and I'm fucking buzzing.
Are you really? Like, genuinely? Yeah. I have to ask this, because I've seen a lot of people on Twitter and that go nuts for this game, and to me,
mate,
and I know it's the same studio...
Years.
Yeah, but they've literally taken that boat stuff out of Assassin's Creed 4 and made a game of it.
Sounds sick. That's all I need.
Fair enough.
I hope there is
enough.
land stuff. I hope we do get they've only shown, at least I've only seen from the E3 demo itself, I've only seen kind of boat-to-boat combat. I'm hoping we get kind of, you can board other people's ships like pirates can and actually do it, rather than in Assassin's Creed where it was like you destroyed the ship and then you'd done it. I want to be able to board other ships to kill people. I want to go to port towns. I hope there is a story. I hope it isn't just an open world that you do fuck all in. I hope you can bury treasure in weird islands. I hope...
So you hope it's Sea of Thieves?
But good, because Sea of Thieves looks... Well, white...
Judas,
yeah, but realistic.
You've turned. Sea of Thieves was your jam, and now...
Sea of Thieves it was, until the thing I really did want came along, and... You know, we know that at least if Skull and Bones, the ship combat is going to be great because we've already seen it. So I know this is going to be good, at least to that degree. My worry is the online aspect, because, you know, I'm more of a story gamer, so hopefully there will be story stuff, and hopefully, considering For Honor's user base has dropped by about 96%.
So what do you make of the fact that people are describing it as For Honor with boats?
Yep.
Well, that's just bollocks, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's nothing like
that.
But they might
exactly
use
how
Honor's
I thought
combat.
it, though.
Yeah,
because if we get
class-based.
If we get pirate on pirate combat, like swords and stuff, it may well use For Honor's kind of combat.
Isn't it 5
Did they mention anything like that? Did they mention any kind of first-person...
No, it's 5v5 ship-based combat, isn't it? With class,
just on the water,
classes.
yeah.
I would
imagine that's the game.
There's anything more.
It said it's open world, innit? So there's going to be much more than just combat, surely.
I'd hope so.
I reckon so.
Dunno.
And if there isn't, then I will.
I hope so.
When's it out? Did they say? Or window, you know?
2018 early, I think.
So I wonder how much of that game is done then. That to me seems like the game that will slip at release date wise. It will slip because it doesn't look like an awful lot of game there right now. If that's an open world game, why wouldn't you show other bits rather than just this is that ship combat? Do you remember that?
Maybe they want to concentrate on Assassin's Creed for now, since that's and Far Cry. Since
it's the same studio that made the Black Flag.
It is
stuff.
Singapore.
So
they're going to know
good. Yeah, Singapore are great.
Yeah,
I'm very happy because
Gaz didn't sound too into this.
I'm on the fence. It's like the idea of it. I like. I'm well into the pirate stuff.
On the plank, mate.
But yeah, I was worried that it's going to be like For Honor with boats because it did just seem like they've gone, look at this multiplayer game, and if it's that, but then they do the half-assed story like they did with For Honor, it's not going to work. It's not going to float. But there you go. But yeah, I'm still interested because I mean I've yet to play Black Flag. I need to go back and do it. That's partly because I just not an Assassin's Creed person. So
but that is the best Assassin's Creed game.
I believe that's it. That's why I'm
by absolute miles.
Oh yeah.
But I'll reserve judgment until they show a bit more.
The impression I get is they're going for like a Division, kind of more of a Division vibe. So it's like an open world that you can explore on your own, but people can come into it. There'll be player PvP multiplayer. Then there'll be stuff you can do in it. My only worry is that it might be like Division, where there's fucking bare bones bare bones story, whereas I want a bit more to it. And hopefully, if it was just fucking Elite Dangerous on the seas, that would be sick. Like doing trades and doing jobs and shit like that, mate. I'm all over this shit. I want it so badly. No,
I want to see a Kraken. I want to see the.
Oh, I didn't see the fucking Kraken. Oh, I'm so happy.
Chris, Pirates? You a Pirates man?
I am a Pirates fan, and I'll be a massive fan of this game if they do announce you land on an island and you go and have a wander around, that kind of thing. I don't want it just to be solely on the water, because I feel if that is the case, then it will be like For Honor. If it's just map based, I know it's open world, but I don't know how that's going to work. Whether it's going to be a load of islands tethered together by travelling on the seas from one to another. I don't know. It's too early to know what the game's going to be about.
It had shanties. Completely. It had the pirate shanties.
No, it did.
Literally the exact same one from Assassin's Creed. It was using the Where and Up She Rises. It's the exact same recording. Fucking that's so good, so good. Yeah. I'm so happy.
No, it's just
vindication. Years.
Right. Well, moving on to South Park. Are we going to have our salsa time?
Don't know. They said it was out in October. They didn't put what year.
Next year, 2020.
They could do nothing more than what they did with that game, because they've done everything now. They've had Matt and Trey. They've had preview events. They've done the Nodulus Rift thing that you did, Dan. They've done everything. They now just need to kind of keep quiet and put it out. Like bring us all back in and bring us, up to boiling point when it's literally out and the discs are printed. But like it's, I'm still dying to play it. But at this point, like just put it out. Like, finish it, put it out. I'm fair enough that they showed it, but I watched that trailer not as someone like, yeah, South Park, just as someone's like, yeah, okay. Yep, fine, you know?
I honestly thought that when they showed because there's a South Park phone destroyer, the game, I honestly thought they were going to go and play this now.
I did too.
I felt like it was going to drop and be like, oh, well, you know what, we have delayed this a lot. Here you go.
I almost thought that was going to be like, well, look, we know we've keep delaying it, so sorry. What in the meantime? Yeah, like you say, but no, apparently not.
On that point, we didn't really have anything that was, and go play this now. This is available now.
We had the demo for Marvel v Capcom and Sony, and that was it.
Ooh, E3.
Yeah. Which I didn't see on our store. I had a look after the conference. I couldn't find it.
It might be on this morning.
US, yeah. But I mean, let's get on to the biggest announcement of the conference. Just Dance 18.
Mate, in fairness, doing it with mobile is pretty clever. I know that a singing game did it as well, where you use the phone as a microphone.
Just sing.
That's right. So, that makes sense. I mean, it could be a health hazard for people launching the phones everywhere, but I think it's a pretty clever way to do it.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
I just want to say that I appreciate the fact they know nobody watching cares, and
so
they just did a little sort of song moment and said, out this year. See you later. I appreciate that.
Did anyone actually know who that woman was?
Nope,
the singer?
Nobody did. Ubisoft didn't. Ubisoft, sorry. I must stop saying Ubisoft. The name's Ubisoft. Sorry.
No one's judging you, Adam. It's all right.
I'm judging myself, mate. I'm disgusted.
Well, don't.
Okay.
Are we bothered about the Steep expansion? Because I'm kind of
but it's pretty cool that this proper.
I'm kind of intrigued to see. Yeah, I don't think. The game was just dire, but. We'll see.
I reckon this can actually be better than the actual game, because you're on slopes that aren't purposely fucking well annoying with trees everywhere. Especially doing the big proper ski jumps and stuff. It could be interesting.
Has the Switch version been quietly cancelled? Because there was no mention of that.
I'd forgotten that existed.
You're right, yeah.
There's no way that game runs and looks good on a Switch. I wouldn't put it out if I was Ubisoft.
No. Maybe that's it. Maybe they've cancelled. To be fair, maybe they did have that running and went, no, this doesn't work. So
they saw Skyrim on a behind closed doors demo and thought, fuck this.
Yeah, we're pulling out. But yeah, Steep expansion. That's coming December, I think.
December 5th.
Before we get on to December the 5th. Yeah. Before we get on to the two big announcements, which were fucking incredible. Starlink first, Battle for Atlas is a new Toys to Life game. The gameplay looks alright. I don't know. It didn't really grab me. I don't know what anyone else thinks.
Yeah, I like the idea of it. I like the ship flying and stuff like that. But the Toys to Life thing, isn't it pretty much gone now? It's pretty much
dead. It's not gone.
I think it's perfect for things like Skylanders and Lego.
No. Genuinely, like, so Activision have taken a year off because the developer that develops it, Vicarious Visions, is doing Crash Bandicoot. So I would fully expect another Skylanders next year. And Lego Dimensions still put out new figures like regularly. Like the other, when was it? Last month, maybe we had.
Yeah.
Hang on, I've got it right by my feet. Excuse me going off of mic.
Yeah, was that the Goonies?
Harry Potter stuff.
The
Goonies, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah. There's a lot. Sorry, I'm going off mic very unprofessionally, but there's a lot of Lego Dimensions stuff that.
No, fair enough.
They're not stopping. It's the difference being they're known properties. Like this is a new IP with new toys to life that no one knows or cares about yet. So it's a risk. So it's quite cool to see them thinking, well, you know, you'd presume they've done the market research that there are enough people out there they think will buy it. I mean, Switch owners.
And he was like, I'm assuming he's kind of our age, because he was talking about like growing up in the 80s and loving sci-fi and stuff, and it did feel like there was a real love to it, and it was crafted because they love science fiction and they love that kind of thing. So I'm interested to see more of it. And obviously he said there's going to be more teasers over the next few months and stuff, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. The other kind of game they did, which was quite interesting, and it was nice to see someone pay more attention to VR, was that Transference. Which
I have no idea what that is.
No, and I'm not too sure what it's coming out on either.
I think
what VR.
If it is like a weird experience or like a trippy, unsettling thing, that could be exactly the type of thing VR needs. Something new and innovative. Like,
unfortunately, the thing VR needs is to be affordable.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Which is the one thing it can't be yet. I just don't know what it is. I mean, it just looks like, I don't know, like Elijah Wood. That was a weird trailer.
It was, yeah. But I mean, next up, the game that kind of took my breath away a bit was Far Cry 5 and seeing that kind of gameplay.
Hell, Chris.
You know, like, wow. It just looks absolutely awesome. It looks so much fun. And I don't know, fucking hell, cracking. Now, is the gameplay going to be co-op? I mean, I know because you've got different members and stuff, so...
It's co-op from the start to from the whole game.
So you could play the campaign with, like, us four could go on.
I don't know if it's 2 or 4 player. I'm not sure how many people can play it, but it's definitely co-op.
Can someone be the dog? Because that
fucking cool.
Yeah, but there's so many different aspects to it, which just make it so much fun. And the cult themselves, like I was interested to see how they would work, because obviously we had Outlast last year, which had a different kind of cult to it, whereas these are just like trying to convert people through violence and kind of anyone that sins, they're going at them with baseball bats. It's really kind of heavy subject matter, but the kind of that introduction with the guy singing at the front of the church was just, I don't know, it got me really excited by how these are being portrayed, and it's a very brave thing to do at this kind of climate in America and stuff. But the game itself, I love it. I think it looks really good fun. Dan, what do you think?
Sorry, go on.
Cracking. I'm so in on it. I thought the atmosphere it was making.
Dark, Dan, wasn't it?
Yeah, as they were creeping up to the church where there was like angelic singing and then the people just getting bad inside. Very reminiscent of like a lot of kind of subject matter that's going on in telly and whatnot at the minute. It's just buzzing for it. Can't wait. I like Far Cry a lot, and
same.
Far Cry 4 quite dull in retrospect, or even just playing it. Far Cry Primal, that was obviously a stopgap, and I couldn't really get into it, to be honest with you. But this, I am worried that the gameplay wise, it might just be another type of.
No, they had to show it that way though, because they cannot in the middle of a conference. So you know the opening bit that you saw, like the really, I've quite shockingly brutal dark church bit. They can't show 5-10 minutes of that at a press conference where one side of it's just dance and the other side's Rayman.
Yeah,
they have to then go. They kind of have to go, look, this is the tone we're going for narratively, but also it's Far Cry, you can blow shit up.
Definitely.
But I get what you mean, but I think it's a little while off yet, but I'm with you. Like, is it just a Far Cry game? But I think it's difficult to show a game that steeped in current politicism, that climate at a briefing.
How funny was the guy who came out? They're fucking scared. I had to. He definitely got dared to say it, didn't he? You went ahead. Like, oh, look at me,
I just like the dog. The dog was the
Boomer.
The dog was the Luigi we needed.
Yeah, it was.
It was a good doggo, to be fair.
To be fair, you're right. I was hoping that was this year's Ubisoft. This year's Ubisoft game, and that Assassin's Creed was the February game.
Yeah.
When we went to like the reveal event pre E3, I was hoping they would be like, and this is our October-November game, and Assassin's Creed will then definitely be the February-March. But it's gone the other way round. It really matters in the grand scheme. I really was hoping Far Cry would be this year, but whatevs.
I think they wanted Assassin's Creed this year. I think that was. They were like, we've had that year off. I hope it back this year. But yeah,
I hope they go 2 years for every Assassin's Creed now.
They might have. Yeah. You see, that's the thing. If Assassin's Creed Origins is massively successful, they'll just go back on the same cycle.
Oh, sure they will, but
it will be because Assassin's Creed has always sold very well.
Yeah.
I'd like them to keep with 2 years, though. I think it's been a nice gap. I do really feel like I could dive right into it.
I'd like to see them maybe do something a little different. So you do the main one every 2 years, and maybe in between do more like the Chronicles games. So you still,
it was the Chronicles that made me feel exhausted, because they kept saying, "Oh, we're taking a year off." And there were 3 Chronicles games, and I'm like, "But you're not, are you? The brand is not resting. There's a movie, 3 games. You're not taking a year off. You're just taking a year off the main franchise, the main series." I get what you're saying. They were quite good, the Chronicles games, weren't they, guys?
Yeah. I mean, I've only played a bit of the first one, but yeah.
Oh.
But the idea is like, I think you get like a side story. You could do that as a stopgap between the 2 main games, or rather the 1 main game every 2 years. I think it'd just be a way of placating the fans, as well as giving the main game more development time.
I wonder if they'll learn anything from Hitman when it actually comes to assassinations. I don't know if we'll see it this game. I think maybe in future games we could see some of like Hitman influence, where we actually see more concentration on the actual assassinations rather than the rest of it, and like sword to sword combat and stuff. That would be nice, actually being a ninja rather than what Assassin's Creed games tend to be, which is just run and slash.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be good to see if there's diversity in the way you can take people down, because it is very much from a distance with an arrow, with a sword, with the blade in your wrist, that kind of thing. So yeah, well, maybe there might be. We've not seen loads of this game, so there could be quite a bit more. But moving on to the final kind of announcement. Now I've never played the original, so this didn't have as much impact for me as maybe others did, but you could see how much it meant to the guys, obviously, who'd made it. Was it Ubisoft? Ubisoft? I'm confused now. Montpellier, was it? Beyond Good and Evil 2. Now, it looks brilliant, but it's just a cinematic. What was everyone else's? Adam, I mean, you love the first one.
I haven't played it in a very long time. It's been 15 years. I would have said that this was vaporware. Like, I would have said that, like most people, this is never going to happen. I'm still not convinced. To be completely honest with you, I'm still not convinced. Like, all right, they're all on stage, and Michel Ancel was in tears, and he's clearly loves it, but absolutely no gameplay in that, and it was completely, a cinematic reveal. Yeah. Again, a bit Last Guardian-y when it's on my hard drive in my disc tray. Yeah. Great. I am excited. It looked amazing. I think as a reveal, phenomenal reveal trailer. I thought it was superb.
For like world building and tone building.
Yep.
It's great. And what the fuck is Good Evil though? I have no idea what it is.
I got real Fifth Element vibes from it, and that's a good thing.
What was the first Beyond Good and Evil? I don't know.
Well, it was like a 3D kind of character-driven, I don't want to say platformer, because platforming elements.
Ratchet and Clank type.
No, it wasn't.
It was a bit more slower paced, wasn't it?
Yeah, an action adventure game, I suppose you'd call it, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I mean, I only ever played around about an hour of it.
It's on back. I actually might have to fire it up again, because it's been 15 years. It's older than my oldest child.
I got the HD one for free when they did it. I think it was in Games with Gold. So
that might be why I own it then, because I don't remember buying it on Xbox 360.
I think I'll fire that up at some point and go through it again. I mean between that and Black Flag, I don't know where I'm going to fit these in, but I'll eventually get round to it.
It's third person. I mean, it's a third person action adventure game. There's puzzles, there's combat.
Sounds good.
The difference seems to be people are a bit upset about the tone of that trailer, and I kind of feel like Beyond Good and Evil always had a tude. Do you know what I mean? But obviously back 15 years ago, games weren't swearing like that.
But then the South Park trailer was effing and blinding. It's like,
yeah, but what people are saying is the original didn't have this, wasn't sweary like this.
And fucking hell, get with the times. Like, it's grow up. Like, we've all grown up with the series. Maybe they're not. It looks amazing. Ignore the swearing then. And just look at the world that
there was so
created,
much of it. Like it seemed. Beyond Good and Evil seemed almost, again, that whimsical, and this seems more gritty. I mean, I wasn't saying real life, but it's a pig and a monkey, so you know. But it's like, for me, I think it's more a case of, well, not many games were swearing like that back then, 15 years ago. You know, it was it was like, you know, think of an era bygone. Like nowadays, I mean, I was talking to ex God is a Geeky Colin Mahern on the phone the other day about like Game of Thrones and how like that's one of the only places you'll hear, spoiler for the language coming up, but you'll hear the word cunt because that is a word you don't hear very often.
Unless
and 15 years ago, but you know what I'm saying. 15 years ago, it was even rarer.
Fucking Deadwood,
you know. And I think video games have matured, and whether you like it or not, it's a different matter. But like, I can't think of a game 15 years ago that was swearing quite as profusely. Whereas nowadays, it's not. Like, I don't think you'd have got much swearing on E3. Certainly not in the briefings by the people on the stage. So I think times have changed. I'm not saying I agree or disagree, but like, I think I'm just happy it's happening. Full stop. Or seems to be happening.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to see it back.
Well, that's the
best presser.
Ubisoft's presser.
Ubisoft are the best presser of the whole week so far, I think.
Yeah, I think probably just for sheer. The thing is, it's difficult for me because I, generally speaking, like Ubisoft games. Like I like Assassin's Creed, Far Cry. I mean, listen, I want a new Rayman, but if you're telling me I'm going to get that Rayman game and Beyond Good and Evil instead, then maybe next year. You know, I generally like. People go on about Ubisoft's mechanics in their games, but I kind of dig them most of the time. Sometimes they're a bit much, but you know, I don't know.
Yeah. Before we move on to Sony,
go on.
Pez, Adam and Chris for that matter. Pez have just announced that Usain Bolt is a pre-order bonus for Pez 2018.
What?
Right.
What? In what
I think
capacity?
It's an agent for my club.
Oh, that's fine. That's just funny. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I'd be all for that actually. If the agents in my club were just like, you know, maybe one could be Harry Redknapp. I'd be all over this. Like, or non.
I kind of want him to be a player though.
I don't think that would be very. That would be like the years gone by when Zlatan was literally broken in PES. You know, there were years in PES where he was broken, unplayable, ridiculous. I don't know that Usain Bolt wouldn't just be that again.
No, it'd be shit. It'd just be bare fast.
Yeah, true. Over 100 metres.
Yeah, of course.
No, he's 200 as well. He was good too.
No, sorry. I didn't know that you were so into Usain Bolt, Gaz. I apologise.
No, it's just one of the random useless trivia things that I've got stored.
Cool. Okay, so moving on to the Sony conference. It was a... sound problem. Sorry, sound problem.
Oh, Chris.
Come on. Yeah.
No, that was good. That was good. Fair play.
Yeah, no, but now we've looked at it and touched upon it. It doesn't seem like it was natural enough, so I'm just going to start talking about Uncharted Lost Legacy instead. What do we think of that? I mean, it was just a trailer.
When's it out?
August.
Cool, I'll play that then.
Second, yeah. I mean, that was one of the games in the Sony conference that was.
It was one of them
this year. Yeah. It was packed with a lot of great games, a lot of great gameplay, but nothing really in the next few months other than Marvel vs. Capcom Uncharted. There's some other stuff, but we'll get to that. But yeah, Uncharted Lost Legacy. I'm very keen to play this just because I like the idea that the two characters they've used in this with Chloe and Naomi. Nadine.
Sorry.
Cool. Go on, Gary. You take
Sorry. Breaking news. Sorry, Dan. You've made me look at my emails. I don't want to go back to Pez, but I just want to read the email I've got. It's not an agent.
What?
Konami announced this morning that Usain Bolt, the fastest man in the world, is becoming the latest ambassador for Pro Evo 2018. This is from the American PR firm by the looks of it. Anyone pre-ordering it will be able to unlock Bolt as an in-game player at launch exclusively for my club. His running style and incredible pace will make him an asset to any team. There you go.
Yes, that's amazing.
And Gary, I'm going to have to correct you because not only is he 100 metres, 200 metres, he's also 4x100 metre relay.
Awesome.
Isn't that just 100 metres though?
Technically, there's just
it's teamwork. Dan, come on. There's a lot of text here. I'll have to look at this later. Sorry, back to Sony.
There's also an online beta in July.
Cool.
Oh, is there? Mm-hmm. Oh, wicked. Paz, eh?
Should we just talk about that and Rabbids?
Yeah, let's just fucking do it. Gary, you're an Uncharted fan.
Yep.
I mean, I remember we were talking with Nicola a while ago about Uncharted 4.
How she was wrong about it.
Yeah, pretty much how she was wrong about it. We love you, Nick. What are you making of the Lost Legacy?
I like the look of it. I mean, I wanted to see more of Nadine anyway because she was underused in 4, and I think she was an interesting character.
Naomi. Yeah.
Chloe, I'm glad to see her back, but I'm not as bothered like other people
I love
were.
Chloe.
I loved her, but I thought
she
didn't really need to be any more Uncharted games. Like her story was done, but I'm not going to complain.
That's what's interesting about it is to see how her and Nadine kind of got together and end up on this adventure.
It looks like an uneasy alliance as well by the looks of some of the stuff in the trailer. So. But to be fair, more Uncharted. I'm quite happy.
I was
with
just going to say that, guys. Like, if you're telling me, look, you can get to play more Uncharted in August. Cool, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Uncharted 4 was fucking great.
It was. And it looks gorgeous as well. Like we already know the gameplay is going to be fantastic because it probably won't be much more of a stretch from Uncharted 4. But they have kind of mentioned how they do play slightly differently.
It gives you a chance to play a sort of narratively, tonally different because you're not got Drake and you haven't got to be this whimsy again. That whimsical kind of I know I'm killing thousands of people, but and lovely. You know, you got these other characters that we know a bit less about, and certainly in the I've forgotten her name, and Gary just said it. Not
Nadine.
Chloe, the other one. Yeah,
Nadine.
Yeah, like we know a bit about her from 4, but like that could potentially be a bit of a darker story, like a bit, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
she's military, isn't she? So she's military trained. So
she's a badass.
She's not like just a random brawler like Drake was. She's skilled. She's a skilled fighter. So whether that will translate into combat, it'd be good to see if there are any new mechanics or anything like that.
I mean, Chloe wasn't exactly a good character. You know what I mean? Like she wasn't a good guy really. She was very much out for herself, soldier of fortune kind of thing. So this, like I say, it could well be a darker story, a little less humour. Yeah,
but it's not long now, a few months away, so we'll see more of that. On
what will you
22nd.
play though? Will you play Rayman's? What is the actual name of the game? Mario and Rabbids
Kingdom Battle.
Will you play that, or will you play? If you can only play one, what would you play?
Well, I don't have a choice. I don't have a Switch. So.
Yeah, I don't have a Switch, so it'd have to be Uncharted.
Nah, it's Rabbids. I keep saying Rayman. That's how desperately I want Rayman.
Can you imagine if your cameos? Ooh, and then at the end it finishes with Rayman teases as another
and a code that gets you 10% off Amiibo.
Yeah, Rayman Amiibo.
Yeah, Rayman Amiibo announced at the
Super
Nintendo
Smash
presser.
Brothers.
Oh fuck!
Super Smash Brothers at the Nintendo presser.
but
Rayman
you know what?
Amiibos.
This isn't breaking it too much because we were talking about Ubisoft. Ubisoft. Like they didn't reveal a release date for Rayman Legends on Switch, so maybe Nintendo will with a Rayman Amiibo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please. Carry on, Chris. Like an excitable child. Go on.
I can see the smile on your face.
I've woken up in a really strange mood. Like, I went to bed singing alternate versions of Agadoo at my wife, and I don't, you know, it was something like Agadoo, pop a carrot up your bum, and I don't know why. And it's kind of carried on through to this morning, and I'm not going to regret saying that. But go on.
That's fine, mate. So next up was the DLC for Horizon, which I'm very excited about. The Frozen Wilds, which is set in the northern part of the map amongst the snowy mountains. You didn't really get much from it, but it was good to see Aloy again. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not a lot to it. I don't know if anyone else is as bothered about it as I am.
I need to finish that game.
Yeah, I don't think I ever will.
I'm starting to worry the same.
It's massive. It's so big.
I got to Meridian and I was just like, this is alright. This'll do.
That'll do, pig. That'll do. You can say that in your accent as well, Dan.
That'll do, pig.
That's better.
That'll do.
Yeah, Horizon DLC. I want to talk about Days Gone because this was
Daryl Dix in the game. It looks banging.
Yeah, this kind of blew me away a bit. Obviously, we saw the bit from last year, which was standard demo. You didn't really see much else. But this, you saw a bit of the story mode. You saw how it went from cinematic to gameplay, very smooth. You saw how the zombies are integrated into the gameplay itself and not just there to kill you. You know, there's that bit where you see like hundreds of them, and you kind of get their attention, and they ascend on that camp. You know that they're going to be used as much as they are going to be terrifying. So, yeah. It looks incredible. Yeah. Dan, you know, obviously you were saying how much you like the look of it.
It just looks like, and I know this happens like kind of every game where you're stealthy, where you throw rocks or whatever to distract people. Fucking window cleaners at the window, and shit myself. But it's like, it just seems like such a dynamic world. How the zombies will interact to what you do, and like, well, let's say go on to enemies. How you throw rocks, lay people into traps. How your enemies have like can traps to see if you're coming or not, which they didn't really follow that well. I thought it looked cracking. Even if the character itself seems like a little bit of a boring guy, I feel like it is just Daryl Dix in the game. It would not surprise me if we get a crossbow at some point just to shoot arrows into people's heads and stuff. But it looks really cool. I really want to know a lot more about this world, about what the people are, what's going on, because it looks really, really interesting.
Question. Yeah. Are you not a little concerned as someone who is a PS4 owner and doesn't own like Xbox or PC gaming? Are you a little concerned how many third-person action-adventure shooter brawlery games Sony are developing?
No, because that's like my favourite type of game, so I'm not asked. But I understand why others may be, and I must say, I feel like they're all too big. Like, this is going to be a massive open world. Horizon was massive. I don't know if I'm ever going to finish any of them. Like,
wasn't there rumours, or maybe it was people hoping, so it became a rumour, that of like perhaps Resistance reappearing. You know, like they're not. You know, the guys who made their shooter, Killzone, are now third-person action-adventure. They're doing Horizon. Who's developing Days Gone?
Bend.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes.
I'm trying to think what Sony Bend would have been on before. I've got a funny feeling they used to do ports. For Vita, did they not? But I've got.
Yeah, they did. Because they said that at the last.
But like, I'm just trying to think. Again, I'm not against it, but like, because Sony have always kind of done that. You know, you think of Infamous or Ratchet and Clank, even as technically third
Sony's
person.
Sony Bend's last two games were the Uncharted PSVR games.
That's right. They did go on a bit.
They did like siphon filters stuff.
Well, I mean, what about you guys? Like, you know, again, you know, you like your PS4, and I know you like your action adventure, but
yeah,
what do you think? Are they doing too many?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a weird one because it's like I don't think they've ever really been much into the first person other than Killzone,
Resistance and Killzone.
Yeah, so
and Haze. Don't forget Haze.
Oh God. I will say that wasn't as bad as people said. It just wasn't particularly amazing. But wasn't that the guys that did Time Splitters?
Might have been actually. Yeah,
it was an exclusive, obviously. But yeah.
Yeah. No, you might be right.
Anyway, yeah. I suppose it's just them doing, Sony doing Sony.
They get enough exclusives from like kind of third party stuff. So they had Resi Evil, they had Nier, they've had fucking Persona, they've had
Resi Evil wasn't exclusive then.
Was it?
No, just the VR.
No, they just had a VR mode. No.
You know what I mean? Well, that's what it feels like an exclusive, I guess, to me. So, I said they had Nier, Persona. They're going to have Ni no Kuni soon. So they're getting, obviously, Bloodborne. I feel like they get enough of variation from other places. So
maybe.
They had
they do have a lot of good indie stuff, yeah.
So I feel like maybe they can concentrate on these stuff, which, this is the most popular genre, really, because this sells bare, apart from first-person shooters and football games. Oh, yeah, who could forget?
Yeah, which is a third-person game, but it's a platformer, isn't it? Or is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
What is Knack anymore?
3D platformer. Shite one, probably, as well.
Knack was not that bad. I think I gave that a game of 7. I enjoyed Knack. I thought it was a good game.
I remember Hip Hop Gamer saying it was better than Mario.
Yeah, but that's Hip Hop Gamer, mate. I mean...
I saw him at last E3 with his wrestling belts on now. I've come to like my wrestling in the time being, but fuck me, I'd never wear a belt in public or at all.
I saw him in the Ubisoft conference, cheering away. Of course you saw him.
He's such a fucking sado.
I mean, he'll come after you. He'll set his followers on you, mate, if you say that. He'll find out.
200 of them. Fucking bring it, you dick.
There you go.
First.
Yep.
Yeah. So moving on, Monster Hunter World.
This looks banging as well. Is this exclusive?
Yeah, it looks
or is
alright.
This everything?
Everything.
Don't know.
Yeah.
It's Xbox.
Early 2018. Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah.
Adam,
I don't like Monster Hunter games. I have tried. Monster Hunter is the evergreen series that you think you should like. That you play it and you're like, why can't I get this? And I've tried it on 3DS. I've tried it on Wii U. I don't like it. I can't get on with the speed of it.
Yeah, I've tried the demo plenty of times, on 3DS. I just can't get into it. It's just
too
even
slow.
The demo's too complicated, and it's just too weird. But the way people talk about it, the people who like
That's
it,
what
the way
I mean.
they talk about it,
Yeah.
I want to like it so much. But I reckon this one on a console that I actually like and can have the bearings with.
I don't know, mate. I've played it on Wii U.
And the combat in this did look different to what I've seen. Like the way you can have the hook and scoot about and everything. I reckon it looks great. And I think, is it coming to Switch? Because that's the best.
I know it's coming to PS4 and Xbox, but I can't remember about the rest.
If it was on Switch, that's exactly what you need for Switch, isn't it? Because that'd be a good Switch game, I reckon.
Gary, you bothered?
Yeah, I think it looked pretty good. I've never really got into Monster Hunter myself. I played a bit of the 3DS one, and I liked what I played of it, but I'm not a handheld gamer. So for me, if I'm going to play it, I'm going to play it on PS4, Xbox, whichever one. I'm interested. As soon as I think I did mention it the other day. It might have been on one of the other podcasts that if they were going to do it on a console, I think it's a good idea. Especially PS4. I think PS4 is where more of the people will play it. Xbox, you'll get people who play it definitely, obviously, but it's been a PlayStation franchise before.
I'm actually surprised it's coming to Xbox, Gary.
I am, but it's good. It is.
Definitely. I'm just very surprised.
Oh yeah, I think it's one of those things that everyone, when they saw it at the Sony thing, was thinking, yeah, this is their exclusive. Again, because they did it. It was on PS2 and PSP. And when they said pretty much straight away, outside the conference obviously, that it's also Xbox, you will have a lot of people that were surprised, but a lot of happy people as well. But yeah, I want it.
Cool.
I want to try it.
Yeah. Did anyone lose their shit when Shadow of the Colossus got announced?
No.
Because I
did a little.
Don't know.
Just at the fact when they showed it, I was like, I know that fucking bridge. I know that bridge.
Yeah, I saw the horse.
But
I was like, here we go.
At the same time, I'm like, I've already bought it on PS2 and PS3. Do I need to play it again?
I'm going to come across as a massive fanboy here when I say this, but Sony came out the other day going on about backwards compatibility, and now no one gives a fuck. And here they are releasing a game for the third time on 3 consoles.
Mate, they've done about 30 remasters on PlayStation.
They've done a lot of remasters.
I'm joking. I love this game. However, I don't know that I want to kill those things if they look like more real and more cuddly.
See, for me, I've never played it. It's the first time I've ever seen it, really. But I know the gist of it now. I know what the whole fucking message is and the point. So I don't know if it'll be as a...
Well, just like some of those Colossuses or Colossi are lovely. You felt bad
the
first time, like on PS2, Like with it looking all shiny and new, and they'll look so lifelike, Gaz. Like I don't know that I want to climb one and stuff a dagger in its head, like right in its brain.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But who's making it? Did they say?
Japan
Blue Point
Studio
Blue
and
Point.
Blue Point. So
Who did Uncharted?
they're the porting masters, aren't they? Blue.
Okay, no. The only reason I was worried is because if it was the original devs, like Last Guardian had a long time and.
Hey, do you know what? Here's a thought. Fix Last Guardian maybe, and then re-release that.
we sound like we hate Sony, and that is not the case. I adore their first party out, but no, this isn't the podcast. Carry on, Gaz.
Yeah.
Chris, carry on, please. No, this isn't the.
Yeah.
I will play that again because that game. is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to finally getting to play it.
It is cool to see it like how it looks now.
Hey Dan, if it was backwards compatible, I could send you the PS3 review disc for the Ico and Shadow and Colossus.
But no one gives a shit about backwards compatibility.
I know. That's right. So. Or EA Access.
Yeah. That was fucking stupid. That.
Yep, they're probably regretting that.
So next up, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
And moving on.
Yeah, there's no gameplay.
They're fucked because that Dragon Ball FighterZ game looks better. Looks like the true Marvel vs. Capcom's follow-up.
Yeah, it does. It was fine. It was just basically to announce. Was it just to announce Thanos, Gamora, and people from
Rocket?
I mean, it did show.
Do you know
off
what?
a bit
Rocket
more of
looks
the story mode at least. Like there is an actual story in this one. But
I just don't. I don't really.
There's a story
I don't really
demo.
care for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. So you can go and play that. But it was fine. It just, I don't know. I'm not arsed by
Injustice
it.
2 has killed them for me.
Maybe if we hadn't had
they're very different
Injustice
games.
2 this year.
Yeah, they are. But it's just Injustice 2 it's kind of broken fighting games for me because now I play others and it's just not the same. I know that's obvious; they're not the same, but it just doesn't make me feel the same way. Like I started playing a bit of Tekken 7, just not enjoying it at all.
Still haven't started that.
Whereas Injustice 2, I could play all day long, and I don't know Marvel vs. Capcom. I might give it a try. I mean, I might try that story demo. Or at least give it a go.
Yeah, I want to try it. So I want to actually play the fighting.
Yeah, I mean, I like
works.
those games. I think they're great fun, but I'm just not sure it's going to stack up now. Because I mean, if it's just kind of the same gameplay as it's always been, they've not moving on. I'm just probably gonna not bother. Whether they're just relying on Marvel, just Marvel being so big. But I wonder whether maybe they release. I know it sounds odd, but it's releasing a year too early. Because if they released it alongside Infinity War next year, it'd explode. It'd go massive. Everyone would buy it. But releasing now when there's not really anything, I think they might struggle a little bit. Especially when you've just had Tekken and Injustice, which have both done well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, the demo's out, so we could all go and try that.
Nah.
Well, Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Now, Call of Duty World War 2, it didn't look that great to me. I don't know if it's just me. It doesn't visually. I don't know. It just looked a bit off, and I'm massively excited by it, to be honest. I don't know what you guys think.
I don't care.
I'm not really asked at this current moment in time. I'll probably be asked more along when it comes out. Seeing the M1 Garand, that was a fucking like a throwback. That was a nice nostalgic moment because I fought in World War II, so it was nice to see it again.
Yeah.
Like Call of Duty World at War was my first Call of Duty, and I thought it was cracking. So I'm glad they're going back, taking it back. My only worry is it kind of just seems like they're just a remaster of World at War really, and just doing the same stuff. They haven't. There's so many stories they could tell it in World War II, and I feel like it's going to retread already well-trodden ground.
Yeah. I think they're on a bit of a hiding to nothing, because Infinite Warfare had a terrific single-player game. Like, I don't want to undersell that. Like, it really was fantastic with the side missions and stuff. That single-player was amazing, but it was also incredibly futuristic. In contrast, the online portion, the multiplayer, the competitive multiplayer, I think it was really bad, like really bad. And I think they've listened to the people who have criticised that and said they want boots on the ground, that buzzword.
Yeah.
And they've gone back that for the whole thing. And I still maintain I really liked the way they were going with the single player. So it's like I almost wish they would break those modes out as their own games and say Call of Duty World at War is this single player experience, or Call of Duty World of War is the multiplayer game, and because I do think that a lot of the time, and for a very long time, those audiences are different.
They are.
And it's the same with zombies. And to be honest with you, I say the same about FIFA. Like FIFA, for me, obviously different publisher, different developer, but these are games that I feel like should start to become services soon. And you subscribe to them, like I subscribe to FIFA, and the FIFA 19 patch is out now, where it updates all the rosters and the tweaks. But the rest of the year, it's just a little map packs for Call of Duty or whatever. I feel like we're at a stage, we're increasingly at a stage where Call of Duty needs to shake things up, not by changing when it happens, but by changing how they put their game out. I think people would subscribe to a Call of Duty multiplayer service.
They would.
And equally, I would buy a £19.99 downloadable single-player campaign for 5 hours. But I unless I'm reviewing a Call of Duty, I don't even know I'd touch the multiplayer after an hour, because I can't play it anymore. I can't. And zombies has just become zombies. I don't know. It would be. We'll see. They must have figures that prove people still buy the game this way.
Yeah.
Well, they do. They announce them every year. But for me, like I say, Call of Duty and FIFA are two series that share a lot. I feel that they need to start to become services.
People, every year where we do the sales charts at Christmas, Black Ops, Call of Duty, whatever, Infinite Warfare, it's always number one. So it'll probably still succeed, but whether it might take the shine off with, I don't know. People are getting a bit bored of it now. But we'll see. So Sony did a segment on PSVR, which is good to know they're still paying attention to it. But do you know what? I'm looking at the list now. I can't even remember the trailers for some of them.
Well, I'll tell you one of them, because it's the best VR game in existence.
What's that?
Super Hot VR is coming to PSVR, and that's fantastic.
Yes. But they didn't announce that in the conference, did they? They announced that separately.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually, yeah.
Because I didn't...
Yeah, it wasn't in the conference.
Weird...
Which is mad, because that is the best VR game available on any platform.
Yeah, and it was just weird that they didn't announce that in the what the fuck it's called?
The briefing.
But the Skyrim VR, cool, great.
Fucking hell, are Bethesda ever getting their money's worth out of that game?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, instead of giving us fucking Elder Scrolls 6 like they should.
I saw a fantastic tweet. I don't remember who did it, but it was at the developer, so I don't think it's a nasty thing to say. It was tongue in cheek, but I think someone tweeted at Mike Bithell and said Bethesda are trying to rival you for how many platforms they can get one game on, because obviously Thomas Was Alone came to everything, and I thought, they kind of are. It's coming to Switch, and how is Skyrim coming to 2 new consoles this year?
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
This year, next year, whatever.
Sorry. What was Star Child?
that was the one that was like a side-scrolling.
Oh
thing.
yeah,
that's the only one that really made me go, oh. But they also didn't show off how VR would integrate into it at all. So
No.
I don't know whether that's going to be one where it's just VR compatible rather than required.
Because you'd just be watching it, because it just... it looks very, very pretty, very colourful and stuff, but watching it unfold...
There are experiences like that on PSVR already, and on Rift as well, where you don't pick up a controller and do anything. You are there's 2 David Attenborough ones on PSVR that I've played through, where one's under the sea. Is it David Attenborough or not? The other one was you can go to different parts of Africa, and there's lions. You can look at them do stuff. I think you press a button to throw a bit of meat down, and the lion comes close to you, and it turns around, and you get a real close up view of its starfish. Stuff like that.
Sweet.
So maybe there are games like that out there, experiences.
Yeah. Supermassive announced the Inpatient, which looks kind of like Until Dawn in an asylum or in a hospital.
Yeah.
No, it is. That is, isn't it? Isn't that set in the same universe?
They are. I don't know. They obviously the doctor looked very similar.
Yeah.
But But the world, like I know, like developers have kind of tendencies to make a new game with elements of old games in there, but it just feels if it's set in the same universe, then I completely understand that. If it isn't and it's a different game, then it just feels it looks very much like Until Dawn.
Is that VR only?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think they just announced it for just VR, but there's a good chance it probably isn't just VR. And then Bravo Team, which I can't even like. What is it? Just shooting.
Yeah, I'll be honest. When that first came on, I thought it was like a Killzone thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know whether it's like a multiplayer thing. I don't know.
It looked multiplayer, but then it was a very short trailer. It didn't really give you much. But I think it was just to be like, here we go. Here's 2 games from Supermassive, and obviously that is quite different from the horror of Until Dawn and the Impatient. So we'll see. But the real fucking game in VR that I know you're all buzzing to play was Monster of the Deep, the Final Fantasy 15 fishing sim. Wow, God, those fish look so amazing and real and brilliant.
Who thought that was a good idea? Seriously, I mean, that was just like, what is this shit?
Square's bankers, when Sony said make us a VR version, they thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, I won't be playing that. The last one does look quite cool though. Was Moss, you little mouse, and that's pretty much it, innit? No, it looked quite good. There's a film I'm trying to think what it is. It Tales of Despero, where there's like I don't know, something about Moss. Fuck it. All right. Well, Moss, they're coming to VR. Right. God of War looked amazing.
I'm buzzing. I popped so fucking much for the Jormungandr at the end. I'm such a nerd for Norse mythology, so I'm fucking so in on this. I can't wait.
So what is it about this reveal? Well, not the reveal, this trailer and this gameplay.
It's because Dan's like a huge sexist and he just wants Horizon Zero Dawn, but man version. That's what it is, isn't it, Dan?
Absolutely not.
The way he climbed, the way he climbed looked very Aloy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm joking, by the way. Anyone listening thinking Dan is, he's not. He's a very nice man. Aren't you, Dan?
Correct. Yes, I am.
But the world,
you're not sexist. You're sexy. That's the difference.
Obviously.
Thank you. Go on, Dan. Wax lyrical.
Mate, I thought the combat looked mad. Like the axe is like the new chain. It seems like the standard weapon, and the way you just flung it about and chopped the shit out of everything, so good. Mate, it's gonna be. It seems like the standard enemies are gonna be like weird kind of golems and totems, and then trolls and stuff like that. Kind of Norse creatures and whatnot. Then the main gods, like the voice that we hear, kind of the bad voice, is undoubtedly going to be Loki. And see, the thing is, like, the big snake at the end, the world serpent, that is Jormungandr. He turns up at the end of the world during Ragnarok, and he has a big scrap with Thor.
How do you know all of this?
Because I know Norse mythology, man.
How?
Because I just like it. I've read it and stuff.
But how old are you again?
20 years old.
How? What?
Well,
Carry on.
I just like it. It's great.
No,
so
fair enough.
And he has a big scrap with Thor. But the thing is with Jormungandr, he is one of Loki's children. So I think the voice we hear, the bad voice, is obviously going to be Loki. Or maybe Odin, if Odin's going rogue. But I think Loki and the snake is playing a trick on the lads because the snake is meant to be Loki's child. And Loki's obviously a
Loki
trickster.
and Thor in this. Is Robert Downey Jr. in it as well? Someone had to.
I reckon they're all going to be in it, so it's going to be like Odin, Loki, Thor, Heimdall, Freya, Frey.
I can't remember fuck all about God of War series
Balder.
apart from Kratos being very angry. And
still quite angry.
Well, I kind of don't want to see any more of this now because I love this. I'm jesting. I love God of War. Like even I've forgotten what the last one was. Was it 4? The one where they added multiplayer.
Ascension was the last one.
Ascension, where they added multiplayer. I thought that was a great game. I kind of thought it was going to be out this year.
I thought a lot of these
early
things were out this year. I thought Days Gone would possibly be the end of this year. Yeah, apparently not.
Guys, I'll tell you what it is this year, mate. Destiny 2.
Yay.
Ooh, E3.
I'm into that. I want.
So am I,
Destiny
actually.
2.
Yeah, it does look cool. Obviously, we all expected them to announce exclusives for it, exclusive skins as a exclusive strike. Makes sense.
Looks like it'll actually have a proper story this time, which is good.
A story will be nice. It's coming out early on PS4 as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Saw a press release this morning about it. Something or other. It's one of those things where you get it a couple of days early.
I didn't expect them to have moved the release date forward. I mean, it's only like a few days, but that's a bit of an odd one.
I mean, I don't know about you, Dan. I don't think. Did you ever play Destiny?
Yeah.
You kind of the same as me. Like, you could tell it was a good shooter, but the actual rest of it was not for you.
Yeah, I got to the third planet, the green one, and that was it for me. Got very bored very quickly, and I jumped out before all the good stuff came in. So.
Yeah, well, that's the trouble. You had to I came back to it 3 times. I did finish the game in the end.
So did I. Yeah.
I think with Destiny 2, if it's really good, I might wait a year and then get the pack that has everything in it for £20. Yes. Like this time. Fuck that.
I think this will be a better game because there was never anything wrong with the shooting. It does seem to be more. It seems to be more cinematic, this time around as well.
I think they've learnt the lesson because
they've listened.
I mean, to be fair, the Taken King was very much like this is what Destiny should have been when it was released. So I think from that they've gone like the extra step. They've took stuff that they did in Halo.
I wish they dropped that light level shit though, Gaz, and just go for like a higher level cap.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
Light makes no sense. It makes no fucking sense whatsoever. But it is what it is.
Don't enrage the Destiny fans, please.
But I am glad that they've got a proper story in this. I'm looking forward to this quite a lot actually. A lot more than I thought I would be.
Well, the 2 games left. Do you know what? This next game looked really, really cool. And it completely different to the last time we saw it. Detroit Become Human. Now, I'm not sure. Like the last time we saw it, there was like an agent who was dealing with a rogue android on top of a roof, and it obviously showed you different scenarios of what could happen. Now, is the story changed, or are there lots of different points to the story featuring different characters or whatnot? I'm not too sure.
Latter. I feel like the latter. There's going to be different characters in it, so you're going to be doing the shit, and then you're going to be a detective investigating the shit and all that sort of stuff.
Fair enough, yeah. But I mean, I don't know what you all thought, but I thought it looked really cool. I thought the idea behind it, the different scenarios where you make your own story, how that will play out in the end, and how much of a difference it'll impact on the story. We'll soon see, not soon because it's not going to happen next year. But yeah, I really like the look of it. I mean, I don't know what you thought, Adam.
I mean, I'm a Quantic Dream fan. I like their games, so
yeah.
I think he tries to do stuff, and sometimes like you have to try to fail, and the games industry seems to love people failing. So I think whatever. I'm not gonna. I've said my piece on Quantic Dream before, so. No.
Gaz, you up for this?
Not really.
See what I mean, Chris?
I'm the other side. I'm the other side. It's like I like the idea of Quantic Dream's games, but I can't stand the gameplay of them. It's the same reason why I can't play stuff like Life is Strange and the Telltale games.
See, that's what I don't get.
I can't stand that kind of game.
At least you're honest though, Gaz, and you say, look, I just don't like the modern point and click.
Yeah,
that's what Quantic Dream make. But they make, rather than Telltale, the one where everyone moans about the engine and moans about how it looks, they make ones that look insane. If you don't like the genre, fair play, Gaz. I will say fair enough, but that's what these games are.
Yeah, that's it. I had no illusions going in. I knew when they were going to show that game, I'm like, it's going to look great, but I'm not going to play it. Just being right up front about it. But it's the sort of game that I know will do well, and people will go fucking mental for it, like they did with Heavy Rain, and they didn't really though with, was it Beyond Two Souls that didn't
Beyond
do it as
was
well?
Marmite, I think, right? 9s and 6s.
But I mean, people loved like Fahrenheit, and they loved Heavy Rain. They're gonna love this. So yeah, it's one for their fans. and definitely like the sort of, like you say, the new generation of point and clickers. Yeah, I think it'll do well, regardless of what I think.
That's fair enough, mate. Dan, what you thinking? You might have give this one a go.
Yeah, I'm liking the look of it. It's looking very intriguing. I wonder if the choices are going to be in depth and as multiple as they're claiming it to be. I wonder if they'll all have an effect on the world and the story as they're saying it's going to be, or it'll just be the telltale model of branching out, then kind of narrowing back down to the conclusion. Yeah. But it's definitely looks intriguing. Like I said, I think it's going to be from multiple different perspectives. It's an interesting story, especially where we're going in modern times with AI and whatnot, especially when we've had stories like Westworld and other such multimedia at the minute, Ex Machina. So yeah, it's definitely a kind of a story topic that's getting a lot of traction in the last few years, and I'm intrigued to see what gaming's take can be on it, especially since gaming is AI first start.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see some of the gameplay in the conference starts to come out over the next couple of days. See how it actually plays rather than, again, just more cinematics. But looks very interesting. Sony ended with a game that we've all been excited to see actual gameplay of. No, unfortunately not. But you know what? I'd take this over that any day. Spiderman looks... Now, it looks amazing in pretty much every way. And when you did actually see proper gameplay where you fight, like the different ways you can fight like a gang of thugs is just cracking. Like there's that bit on the rooftop where you're using the crane. You're throwing them off the ledge, then you're tying them up. Like, oh my god, there's so many different ways to take them out. Yeah, it does. It looks very smooth. Like it looks Spider-Man 2, set with that Arkham kind of city vibe to it. And the fact that you've got Wilson Fisk's in it, which is really cool because like back in the day, like the old kind of cartoons, they had Kingpin was a major Spider-Man villain, and obviously people have been brought to the attention through Daredevil in recent years with Netflix and shown him in that, but he's been around for a long time.
There's a few Billboard references. There was an Osborn one. There's obviously the Fisk one. There's a few little...
Yes, there was.
The Spider-Man games have always thrown in a lot of the comic villains as well. And, just comic characters. I mean, Luke Cage tends to show up in a lot of them as well. I wouldn't be surprised if you get him. If they're going for...
I want Venom.
I think everyone wants Venom.
I want Venom. I want the symbiotes. I want Carnage, if anyone. I don't know how dark it's going to go, but fucking hell, it looks cracking. The quick time events. I don't know how much of that is it. There seems to be a lot.
Hopefully not.
But I don't. Yeah, I think if it's kept to a minimum, it'll be a lot better. And the fact that you do get to fly around the city more freely would be great. The one thing I didn't gather, and I'm not bothered about it being an open world per se. Like I don't want a massive GTA style map because it, I don't mind it being like Uncharted where there is an element of open world, but it's still contained. And I didn't really get a see how that was going to factor into it, but just in terms of how it looked, and it's come on miles and miles since the last trailer at the last E3, and the fact that it's interesting to see what they're doing with the story and the character of Spider-Man, because obviously at the end you see Miles Morales, who is like in the current Spider-Man universe is Spider-Man and it's not Peter Parker. So is Peter Parker currently Spider-Man, and then he gets, I don't know, taken down or beaten up, and he needs to train someone and shoot someone, and Miles comes in, or was that just a reference? I mean, what do you guys... Dan, what do you think?
I think Dan's disappeared.
Oh, no. He got that excited.
Yeah, I think he just went through the roof.
Yeah,
he needed to take some alone time.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Gary, you're a comics fan.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think they're going to go down that kind of route, or do you think it is Miles? I don't know.
I wonder if there'll be like an element of the... Was it Shattered Dimensions and that? So you've got like the multiple universes. Yeah. So there's a possibility of them maybe being both of them at one point being Spider-Man.
Yes.
I don't know. I just think it's a good idea to go, hey, look, here's the the other Spider-Man. And
I think you're right.
I mean, you had that whole thing at the end, obviously, when the guy woke up in the helicopter. You know, obviously he was taking him down somehow. So whether that's it, he takes down Spider-Man. So then Miles comes in and goes, right, I'm Spider-Man now. I'm gonna kick the shit out of you all.
What's the point that Miles isn't Spider-Man already? He's just in the game and he's going to become Spider-Man. I guess.
Well, yeah.
I guess that he was Spider-Man. He was recording it because he was just being, laying down the banter and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's not clear, but it's certainly a part of it,
Mate,
which is really
I'm so happy with this. Like, Insomniac is such the perfect developer. It's kind of taken kind of the good kind of traversal stuff from Sunset Overdrive, and there's all of Insomniac's wackiness and putting it into Spider-Man. I fucking love it. Like, Spider-Man games I've always liked. I remember, even if they've been shit games, just the traversal is doing great. Like, you don't even need, like, Spider-Man's one of like the true open world games where the world does matter because traversing it is so much fun. Like, you don't. I imagine if they just get the swing in between buildings right on this, man, you won't even need to do the fucking stories and whatnot really, because just traversing that world is just so much fun. And it seems like they've gone to so much depth with kind of what you can do with your webs and the different like swings and moves you can do, and the combat looks, like I said, like so much like Rocksteady stuff. Oh, I'm so happy. It looks great.
But do you think it will be full open world?
Yeah,
or do you think
it'd be a disaster if it wasn't? I don't think it might not be big, and it doesn't need to be big. I think it has to be. Like, every Spider-Man game's been open world since like fucking 2004. Like, you can't not have it open world, I think. My only concern was with it potentially not being open world, that these set pieces, that the set piece that they showed was obviously very scripted, and it was very kind of button prompt. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully that was just a mission, and then I imagine it was, and then we get proper open world. Because I remember, like, in the old games, like, it was just open world. You'd swing about, and your spider senses would go off, and you'd fucking go and save someone who's getting stuff. You'd chase down a robber and get the handbag back. You'd go and deliver pizzas for some reason. It was banging. What a game! I can't wait for this. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. The movement just looks so fluid. Like, not just in combat, but the way you fly between buildings, and There's a lot of work gone into this, and if this is the future of the kind of Marvel gaming universe, then they're starting off with an absolute cracker. And the fact that they've got free reign to kind of do whatever they want with Marvel, the comics. They're not tied to studios. You know how obviously the film that you can't. There's basically the X-Men on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because they're owned by Fox, that kind of thing. This seems like they've got freedom to do whatever they want and stuff. So. Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Am I the only one though that thinks that should have been this year?
I expected it to be honest. Yeah, I was hoping for a November release or something.
I mean, in the time that since they very first showed that, which was what last E3, they filmed a new Spider-Man film which will, by the time this is out, it will have been out in the cinema and on disc. It's gonna. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be too late.
People will buy a Spider-Man game. It's Spider-Man.
Possibly, yeah. I just think that maybe if they'd have released it closer to one of the releases of the film.
But did the Rocksteady games come out around Batman games? Do you know what I mean?
Nah, yeah, you make a good point.
I'm not saying that Spider-Man's quite as big. No, you're right. Because Spider-Man isn't. Oh, I don't know. Is Spider-Man as big as Batman? I mean, Batman's
the biggest Marvel superhero by far.
I would say so. Yeah.
I wouldn't put him on the same level as Batman. But
what about Superman though?
He's better than Superman. He's the second biggest, I'd say.
See, for my generation, I would have said Superman was bigger.
Superman's shit.
So I think Batman and Superman are bigger names, but Spider-Man now, because of all the films and stuff as well, and everyone knows back in the Marvel universe.
Yeah. Right.
Everyone knows Spider-Man games are fun. Spider-Man. Everyone remembers playing a Spider-Man game when they were a kid, apart from unless you were unlucky to play the fucking Amazing Spider-Man shites.
What was the last one? The Activision one.
Spider-Man 3 was garbage.
Spider-Man 2.
What was that? The last one, the PS4 one.
That was Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Was it? That was what? The PS4 one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not a good game.
No, but everyone knows Spider-Man games are good and what you can do in them. So I don't even think this needs as much as a push as Batman games would at first.
Yeah,
it's exclusive, isn't it? Because it's Insomniac, so it's.
Insomniac
Yes.
owned
No,
by
they're not.
Sony.
No, they're not. No, that's
But
right.
I think
they're
it
not.
is exclusive, yeah. Because I think they
that's
just
interesting.
do whoever. Like Sony should just buy them. Like at this point, like they have so many studios, they should just get these lads in. But
What? So they can shut them?
well, no, because that would be bad. That's cutting deep.
I am excited.
don't
I'm
end on
excited
that.
about it, though. No,
I don't really want it.
I am excited for Spider-Man, though. I wish it would have been this year.
So what do you think of like Sony's conference overall? Because I think it's a bit of a damp squid, a bit of a non-event. Like we only got a couple of new things announced. And I think if you're comparing Microsoft and Sony, I think they both similarly didn't announce any new AAAs or had many release dates. Xbox did have Crackdown release date, to be fair, and a couple of those. But I feel like Microsoft do win against, at least between these two, because Microsoft just had more stuff, whereas I think they both had the same kind of level of stuff, and like everything Sony showed of stuff we already know looked banging. I think Days Gone, Spiderman, God of War, I think they all look great, but I think Xbox has had literally an hour and 40 minutes of just pure games, whereas Sony was less than an hour, not much new, not many release dates, and it's probably the worst. Like it's not a bad one really, but it's probably the worst thing they've done in a few years.
I think if you think about it, I hate to say it this way, but I'm gonna. If it was the other way around and Microsoft had done what Sony did, basically all these games that they did, everyone already saw anyway, they'd get fucking battered for it.
Yeah.
And whereas this time, the Sony fans are all going, "Oh, this was amazing! Look at how good we are!" And it's like, but you didn't show anything new. But it's like you didn't show anything new. Microsoft did at least show a lot of new stuff. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't
a lot of
theirs,
it was
but it was a lot of
multi-platform.
new stuff,
No,
yeah.
I agree with that, but at the same time, I mean,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I do think Sony.
So what Sony
It
showed
was a
new?
boring show.
Yeah, Sony had what Shadow of the Colossus new inverted commas, and VR stuff, which who gives a fuck. And anything, what else was new?
Well, they didn't show The Last of Us 2.
Monster Hunter.
They didn't, because that's going to be saved for PSX, in it, which seems to be their main show now.
This is the thing. So E3 is becoming less of a thing that we know it as. Like the EA Play, it's almost just incidental that it happens just before E3. Like that is, it's not. Last year it was right near E3. This year it's not even near where E3's happening. It's like 25 minutes away. Like this is what's happened. They are fracturing off. Microsoft, they technically kick E3 off, but E3 is this week. They started on Sunday, and although it was Sunday night for us, it wasn't Sunday night where it happened. And Sony, I think, are, and Nintendo again, they just do it because we gotta do something during E3, but they do their directs all year round.
Yeah.
And Sony do the Sony experience. It is becoming fractured in a way that E3 is now like. You can't even go right day 0. It's like day -2 when EA kick it off, and I think I'm not defending Sony as such, because I will say Microsoft was probably on the better side of, just because of fucking hell, that was a lot of games and a lot of new stuff. But
yeah,
I think maybe this is Sony going, look, this year we know Microsoft is showing a new console. We know it's more powerful than our system. Why waste 2 hours fighting that? We're already ahead. Like people who went on about the price drop. No, I don't see where that would have happened. Sony are ahead at the moment. Why bother spending time and money on something you don't need to spend time and money on? Whereas they can do a PlayStation experience in November, right around the time the Xbox One X is out, and then reveal loads more.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think overall you. Oh, go on, Gary.
I was going to say, just to kind of combat that a little, surely Sony should have more games around the time of the X release to kind of don't buy that, buy these.
But
instead.
They clearly haven't, because you think about it, everything they showed, apart from the Uncharted, everything they showed is next year.
Yeah.
And that was every game bar one. So if they'd gone on and shown another 10 games, it would have been like, well, here's 20 games, none of which you can play before the next E3 comes around.
I mean, the mistake I think they made was the stuff that they did show for this year was at the pre-show.
Maybe.
For whatever reason. I mean, one of my concerns, doing the whole pigeonholing thing, the racing at, is Gran Turismo Sport.
Yeah,
it still doesn't have a proper release date. And
surely
I think that's
this year.
I think that's going to really struggle though, because Forza 7. I mean, for me,
Everybody's
Forza 6
Golf again. Gaz is another one. Everybody's Golf. That's this year.
Yeah, there you go. But
surely
yeah,
GT Sports this year, mate. Surely
it's got to be. I mean, otherwise people are just going to forget it. But even this year, it's going to go up against Forza 7 and Project Cars 2,
yeah,
and I think it's going to get. I think it's going to get battered because I just.
It will if it's not got the spirit. Like,
yeah, I mean, I played the. I mean, I did that little impressions piece about the beta, and it was just. It plays exactly the same as 6 did,
that's
and
not
it's
good.
like, it's like. You're moving on to a new generation. You've got so much to play with the PS4. Why are you making the same game? Do something to bring it into the new generation. And I think they're going to struggle with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm being overly negative. I think overall that show was very good. It's just I wanted more this year.
Yeah, and I think we knew. I think it was. I don't know. I didn't. To be honest, I didn't expect maybe Spiderman, but apart from that, I didn't expect anything to be this year. And I wasn't really even expecting.
I did think God of War was this year, Dan. Yeah, they showed it last year. Remember?
Yeah, they showed everything last year, but I think it was. I think they showed them early so they could actually get so they could win last year, as we said in the previous podcast.
Yeah,
and it's not going to be out for a while. But Sony do have. The thing is, they have like niche stuff at the end of this year, don't they? So it's Ni no Kuni to Gran Turismo, if that does come out. Like I said, everybody's Golf. They haven't got a lot, but what they do have is Destiny exclusive stuff and Call of Duty exclusive stuff, so that'll get them through, and hopefully the good stuff will be good at the start of next year. And I think they already have. The start of this year, they had loads of good stuff, so it's not like they've had no exclusives this year. It's just kind of been a bit dire towards the end. But
busy starts to the year.
I mean, they've dominated this year. Let's not fuck around.
It seems like they are changing.
They've kind of done the opposite.
Sorry?
Yeah. They've kind of done the opposite to Microsoft.
Yeah,
like they had a lot of exclusives at the beginning and not much at the end, whereas
but
Xbox
a lot of them were delayed
fuck
though,
all
as well.
at the beginning. True,
but it does seem like they're like Sony's kind of release cycle is changing to February, March time, and January even, getting all their stuff out early because it's been delayed, and it seems like that's still happening. I imagine we'll get God of War, Days Gone, everything between
before the financial
January and June
ends.
Yeah. So it seems, but I think overall, I think Ubisoft has won E3. Obviously, we've still got Nintendo to go, but that's only half an hour. I don't know how much they'll announce.
25 minutes actually.
Fucking placky toys. So who knows?
Hey, well,
but
hang
overall,
on a minute. Knocking my amiibo.
They're not even.
How dare you? They are. They
models.
Well. How dare you?
I think overall Ubisoft have won. They got a lot of great gameplay. They announced big stuff. They had the only surprise of E3 so far, which is mad. There's been no surprises apart from Beyond Good and Evil, and they had and Skull and Bones. They had the most kind of big releases. It's definitely been a quiet E3 overall. Like
Monster Hunter was a bit of a surprise.
Oh, it was. Yeah, you are right. That was, and it looked really good. But I think overall, I think Ubisoft have the winners this year, which is mad because they didn't even have Alicia Tyler on.
Yeah, I was very surprised. I mean, I expected their show to be a bit ropey without her, but I think they've made the right choice in not really having much of a. Yeah, they just kind of went. They went, here's this. He's good. Here's Miyamoto. Start off with, and then just like here's some games. Go.
But Gary, how good would it have been if she was there with a gun as well? Eves and Miyamoto.
I'll be honest though, I was cringing like fuck when they were doing that.
Okay.
I mean, I was like, Miyamoto, brilliant. He brought him out.
She'll be back next year anyway. It's only because she couldn't make it. It was literally scheduling conflicts, wasn't it?
Yeah. I bet she was gutted to miss this year.
I imagine she was paid quite well for it, so I'd have been gutted too.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's our Ubisoft and Sony conference analysis. You can go back and check out our EA one as well, and Microsoft and Bethesda. We've done a lot of talking over the last few days. I'm bare parched.
Chris, please don't. Please,
mate. I'm doing it for Dan. I like to stay relevant.
You're not a bear, Chris.
Please. Burbage, you've got me gassed up, Chris.
And Ting. Go onto our site, godsgeek.com, where you can download these. You can follow us all on Twitter. I'm at First Avenger 83. Gary is at Blue Fury 47. Adam is at JeebusF, and Dan is at Mabroski. You can also back us on Patreon. Drop us $1 here and there. It does go to helping us out with events and stuff. And I'm assuming there's going to be a hell of a lot more coming up over the next year with all these announcements. Yeah. So if we're still alive by the end of October, then I'll be impressed.
Are we back tomorrow, thanks, guys. For Nintendo? Are we?
Yeah. The last one will be the Nintendo one, which will be tomorrow.
Probably do Nintendo. Is it not today? It's at 5 o'clock today, isn't it?
Yeah, and then there's a PES one later.
Yeah, but I'm at work later. You can do it. You do it without me. Fine. Fuck you.
We did yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
Dan forgot your name.
Sorry.
Oh, cheers, mate. But yeah, no. Go head to our website to get the one for Nintendo as well. Thanks for joining me, guys.
No worries at all.
Woo!
And
E3!
see you later. Bye bye.